Today, we are talking about criticism, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Life in Between. It's Mike Elkins. Thank you so much for checking this out. Today, we're talking about criticism and how do we respond to it? Do we listen to it? Or do we just ignore it? You see, there's these two really far ends of the spectrum when it comes to criticism. And we don't want to be either of those people. On this end of the spectrum, you have, I listen to all the criticism, right? Everything somebody writes about you on Facebook, everything, some random message somebody sends you, something you hear through the grapevine or face to face. We internalize it all, we listen to it all, and before you know it, we feel like we're terrible at what we do, we're not good at anything, nobody likes us, because we also have our internal critic. And we can't shut him up anyways, and now you have other people on top of that, and it becomes extremely overwhelming. So you have that end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the, I don't listen to anybody or anything, I'm going to do what I want, and it don't matter. We all know that person. Nobody enjoys being around that person. And at times, we've probably been that person. That person is uncoachable, they're unteachable, and it's just hard to have a relationship with that person. So we have to figure out, how do I land somewhere in between? I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be this girl. I need to be somewhere in the middle. How do we determine that? How do we understand what criticism we need to listen to and what criticism we need to shut out? So, quick few things. One, the very first thing that really has to be determined is who is criticizing me? Who is offering the critique? Is it some random person that you don't know? That you don't have a relationship? Because here's the reality, what they're saying might be true, but you know what? If I don't really know you and we don't have a relationship and you don't understand my heart behind what I do, it's just going to be really hard for me to hear you. Now, if this is somebody that is really close to you and you care a lot about, maybe it's your wife, or maybe it's your children, or maybe it's your boss at work, or maybe it's a colleague, a trusted friend, a mentor, whoever it is. And they come to you and they go, hey, I've noticed this. This probably needs to stop. You should start doing this. I'm going to listen. So before anything, you have to nail down the who. Who is this person that's offering criticism to me? Now, if it's your internal critic, you feel like you trust yourself. Sometimes you can't trust yourself. So sometimes with your internal critic, with yourself, you have to go, I have this thought, I have this idea. Let me check with one of those people that I really trust, that I know really cares about me and has my best interest at heart. Let me run that by them, what I'm thinking inside my head. Okay, I got to externally process this stuff. So the who matters. The second thing that matters, second most important, if you will, is the how. How is this information being communicated? Is it extremely derogatory? Is it attacking? Is it some internet troll who's just randomly taking a shot at who you are and what you do? Does it feel super negative? Does it feel unloving? If it does, don't listen to it. Because if the person really cares about you, they will not communicate with you in that way. They will communicate with you in a loving, respectful, caring, helpful, positive way. All right, so the how of all this is really important too. The next thing that we really have to think about is what is being said. What's the content of the criticism? Is it totally random? Does it have nothing to do with the subject at hand? Maybe you post something on Facebook and you're trying to encourage people and someone jumps on and just takes some random shot at something that doesn't address the post. Like, what is the content? If the content seems well thought out, if the content seems subject appropriate, okay, there might be something there to listen to. Now, the last one is the why. And this one really comes down to a judgment call. This part can be tricky, but determining the why really is kind of up to you. For instance, why is this person saying this? Are they saying this because it's going to sound judgmental and critical, I understand. But are they struggling in life right now and they just want some people to struggle with them? Are they just trying to bring people to where they are? This old saying, hurt people, hurt people. Is that what's happening here? Do they even care? Why are they saying this? Maybe there's a little bit of jealousy going on, right? You're kind of putting yourself out there and you're doing things and you're accomplishing some goals, even though you've risked and you're being rewarded for that risk. And then that coworker or whoever it is, they're just going to find a way to criticize what you do, to try to bring you down so that they can elevate themselves. On the other hand, if the why is, well, because I really care about you, I want you to do better than me. I want you to get that promotion. I want you to excel at whatever you're doing. And I actually think this piece of criticism, this critique, will be incredibly helpful. If that's a reality, then great. Listen to what it has to say. Now, here's the kicker in all of this. This is what's really important, because it's so easy to look at all the criticism that's coming to us and run it through this filter. But you got to run this through the filter when you are the one giving the criticism. Criticism has become a bad word, right? Nobody likes to say it. It feels super negative, but criticism can be really helpful. But if you are the person who's offering the critique, who's giving feedback, run yourself through the filter. Who am I when I say this? Is my integrity in line? How am I saying this? Am I delivering this in a loving, caring, passionate way? Or am I critical and mean-spirited and derogatory and attacking? What is the content of my criticism that I'm offering? Am I thinking through what I'm saying? Does it apply to the subject at hand, or is it just some random thing that makes me feel better about myself when I get this off my chest? And why am I saying this? Do I care about the person? Do I really want what's best for them? If none of those are true, don't say it. Like just keep it to yourself and maybe think through it and process it and formulate it a little bit more when you can get to that place before you offer the criticism. Now, here's where this is so important. Maybe you're leading an organization and you're given a task to get the organization from A to B. You're not going to have anybody helping you get there if you don't run yourself through this filter, if your criticism is unfounded and mean-spirited and overly critical. Nobody wants to go with you. Now, take it out of business and you could put it in ministry, right? You're trying to build a team and you're trying to lead your church into what it is God has for you guys. It's going to be really hard to do that if you're mean-spirited and critical and aggressive. Go a step further in your own home. Mom, dad. How are we interacting with our kids? Are we overly critical? Are we mean-spirited? Are we just trying to kind of put our thumb down because I'm in charge? Or do we really want to take our kids somewhere? Do we want to move them in a direction? As we relate to our husband or to our wife, how are we communicating criticisms? Because if two people live together, there's going to be times where you don't see eye to eye. It's just a reality. How do we express that in a healthy way? Well, we run ourselves through the filter. Who am I? What am I saying? How am I saying it? And why am I saying it? And if you can't land to a healthy place on those, hold off on saying it, because more than likely you will say it in a way that it will not be heard and you're going to lose the opportunity. So, what criticism have you been having in your life? Do you listen to it? Do you not? Run it through this filter and find out. Now, in the comments below, on a scale of 1 to 5, all right, how well do you handle criticism? Moment of honesty, all right, moment of transparency. How do you handle it? 5, like I handle it really well. 1 is I turn into a complete dumpster fire when I get criticism, all right? Somewhere in there, rank yourself. Like, hey, I'm at a 2. I really want to get better at this. Or, hey, I've actually grown in this area. I'm at a 4 right now. I'd love to be a 5. So comment below. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. You'll get updated when new videos come out, usually every Monday plus some other random day in the week, but usually every Monday I'm trying to do a video. If you don't want to get the updates like, hey, Life in Between has a new video, just go to the notifications, turn it off. That way I'm not bugging you. I don't want to bug you. If this is helpful, share it with a friend. This is something that I've really been learning the last couple weeks in my own life, and I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys. So hope you have a great week. Hope your Monday starts off fantastic, and we will see you next time on Life in Between.